And when my dad was going to swing, I said, yo, don't do it. And father said, why? And I said, no, don't do it. I can't lick him. That time father was going to hit him in somewhere here. And I said, no, daddy, you can't lick him. Daddy said, why? I said, why you go lick him? And then I said, daddy, I said, yo, nobody enough to talk to you like that. Or you might tell them the bad word and so forth in front of people. And I said, nah, man, him good, man. If me tell him back to, I see him thing, I just, but father never know. So, him cry out and him I say, your father, daddy, no, me not really mean it that way, man. Man, your son good, man, and everything, man. Yo, the youth are tough, man. Me I bring him a real way and thing, man. Nah, man, no, my father dead serious. I look on him and him. And we just laugh it out and then my father turned best friend from right there.
Hey guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, leave a comment in the comment section.
Then you have some other guys who work with him named Leonard and Steve, Indian. Then I start work with them. Those were the electrician guys who really brought me into it. But how I learned electrical work, to be honest, as I said before, it wasn't no teaching like how I teach people. I explain everything to people, but those guys don't really explain things to you. They put you in a spot and tell you to do something. And if you they hide somewhere and watching you, and if they see you're going wrong, they will come and correct you. That's how I actually learned electrical work. But from then we were a good friend. My dad was good friend and so forth from then and so forth. And yeah, I remember the final day. Because that was actually my first job. Because even though it was a working experience, it ended up turning out to be a job because they still paid us like work, like how you pay someone because we were doing a lot of work. I remember on the final day, the owner for the super clubs, John Issa, and his wife came down and they were going to open up the hotel and so forth. And they said they want some of the electrician guys who work here do the actual refurbish work to actually be their main maintenance. They don't want their maintenance to be the main one. They want some two of us to be there. And I was the youngest one. The other two guys were older than me. I was the youngest one. They came to me and they said they want me plus another one. And my boss turned to me and said, hey, take my foolish advice. Don't go into maintenance. And I said, why? And he said, no. If you go into maintenance, you're gonna stuck right there. Not that you can't have a good future, but your electrical levels will be dropped. And I went to him and I think about it. And I said it to my dad, and he was like, maybe I'm right, because if you continue electrical work in the electrical field, in industrial and so forth, in terms of working and sites and so forth, you maybe will learn more. So maybe that's what he actually telling you. And I went back the other day and they offered me double the amount of money they were offering me the first time. And I turned it down, and Issa looked at me and said, Issa wife looked at me and said, you're really serious? And I said, yeah, I'm not gonna do a maintenance work. When we leave from here, we're gonna just go out in the field and do electrical work and so forth. And that's it with them. From there, I haven't seen them back then, but after that, I went to when I was at home for about a week, and I said, yo, I have some money now because I save up all my money right there. I save up all the money. And I went to Montego Bay and I bought some electrical stuffs. Bought everything. Never do electrical work on my own on a domestic house before or anything. Never been with someone who done it because I was in the industrial field doing industrial work. It was more different there than domestic. And when I bought the things, I went to home and I started to run the wires and so forth. And my dad came home and said, why you do this? And I say, I mean, why me do this? I'm an electrician, so why? He said, why me take up it on my own and to buy the things without telling him that he could put some of the cash? And I was like, no, that's good because you send me to school and everything, and yeah, we can learn it now and we have money. Because we work and we save up a whole lot of money and so forth. So that at least because I did have a whole lot of cash leave over. And he said, no, it's not right for me to do it on my own. I said, Daddy, that's cool, man. He just think he should be involved. I said, that's cool, man. And I string it on my mom working at a construction field, and he knew an electrician from there, and he asked him to if he could get the house certified. Because I didn't know nothing about it. I only string it and leave it right there. I didn't know how to get it passed or anything. And the guy, when he came to the house, he looked at it and he said, "He's a professional, do this." And my mom said, "No, he just leave school. I really know much. He did working experience at Shlani Beach, but I don't like him know much." And he said he only make one mistake, which I put wires, I carry 5 wires, 2.5 surface wires into one junction box, which I should have bring 4 and put another one beside it, and not to overcrowd that one. I didn't know that at that time, so I did put 5 into one. That was the only mistake, and I correct it immediately. Inspector come pass it, boom, we get electricity, our own electricity. And from then, it's a blessing in our life, to be honest. It was the happiest time of my father's life, to be honest. He was so happy when we got our own electricity. Like, seriously. It's like it was a life changer for us. We could do things on our own. We didn't have to worry about using things. I have to be thinking about other people, what they're saying about we been doing it and so forth. And because we couldn't leave electricity at that time, because we live on the main area, the main road. So to put up wire on the post right there, it was a no-no, because immediately you would get catch. So we couldn't think about that. So it was the brightest moment in my father's life, and actually my mom too, when we got that electricity for ourselves. And then from then, I went to other places and started to do electrical work. I remember I went to Allen High School as the youngest one again. I was so young at that time. I think I was 19. At that time, everyone were like 40, 50, even 70-year-old guys was there. And when I went there, it was totally different. So what I do, I just stay back, lay back, and they point fingers, and I go around and do what they told me to do. And I just do what they told me to do. And then I said, okay, this is how it done. And the second week now, when I went to work, I just immediately started to take up tools and take up parts and so forth. And they were looking at me like, yo, what are you up to? And me just start do my thing, just start do it. The third week, the boss man came to me and said, yo, how long you have been doing the chicken work? And I said, like, 9 months. And he said, guess what? Next time you go to we used to collect our pay at the machine. We all used to go into this town and just draw a pay. Same time, look at how much we get for our pay and laugh and drink 2 beer and went home. He said to me, the next fortnight, don't show no one your payslip. No one. And I was there and like, okay. And then I realized, he called me on the phone one day and said, he's gonna send someone to work with me instead of me working with someone. I was like, maybe I've been doing something right. Why are you gonna send someone to work with me? Basically, someone gonna be under me. I was like, okay, then cool. And we sent someone and we started work. And the paycheck that I got that time, I was like, whoa. We have to hide it. They were like, yo, why you hiding it? You're not sure this time. And I say, yo, you know something right about it. I have to go call town and so forth. We have to call the office. Something right. That's the reaction that I have to give them, and they were like, why? I can pay get cut, man. But actually it was cheaper. My pay that time was actually cheaper. And from then I couldn't draw I stopped drawing my pay with them same time. I used to go home. And then like on a weekend, like a Saturday or Sunday, I just go into town and just check inquiry and see how much is there. And I realized I got a big rise. Then I realized the main things, even the main breaker panel and so forth, everything, it was just me they calling on. And I realized some of the guys were looking like, oh, even the bigger guys, like some 60-year-old guy and so forth, I have to start pointing finger to them. And it was just a mad thing from there. Then we left from there, finished there, went to Pebbles to do, I went to Pebbles to do actually working experience, like to go into the hotel field, maintenance, to see what it feel like. And I told the boss that I just want 6 months. And he said, after the first week, he said, no, you want it permanently. And I said, no, just 6 months, I just want to know what maintenance work feel like. And he said, yo, we need more than that. When the time I wind down for me leave, it was like, yo, we go triple your pace, so what you think? I said, no. I'm on the maintenance part of it. To me, it's not like what I want. It's something where I want to do the installation and so forth. So I rather that part. And I leave there. And then from there I just went on my own. There are a lot of people I have to give credit to when I went on my own. Oliver, Outdoor Construction, for showing faith in me, giving me some big projects. Don't even know if I can manage it or not. June or Rob, I have to big them up as well. Lucky gave me first project. Lucky introduced me to the first person, Papa Shell. Introduced me to someone at Scheme, a 2-story house, and I went there and I take it on, and from there it has been history. There were a guy that then, when I was doing electrical work by myself now with one of my friend, the work were getting slow, so I was like, no, not like we're doing something wrong. So what it is that we're not getting enough work. And I saw a guy in our community who was just getting work everywhere. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go with him to see if I can get some popularity. Went with him for a few, first job he took me on. He bring me on. He went to Montego Bay that same day. And when he returned back, it was a surface work, 2 room. I did it all by myself. When he walking back, he was like, yo, you string off the whole house already? I was like, yeah. He was like, never knew you did that good. I say, you never asked me. But anyway, I'm an electrician. It's just that I'm not getting enough work because people are not used to me and know me like that. So I was with him round and round. But I knew immediately the first time we leave our community and went on a taxi. I knew from there that I'm not going to go along with him, because for a big man who's been doing electrical work for so long, the guy never have bus fare or taxi fare. Whenever time we go somewhere and I pay my fare and my other friend pays fare, and we there look, he's like knocking his pocket, and the taxi driver would jeep him or something and said, yo, where's my fare? And I always have to be going to my pocket and pay his fare. If we're gonna eat lunch, he wait on us to buy our lunch first. Then he asks us if we can. So I was like, no. Not even like he's paying us to work with him. When he do pay us, it's just like, but to me at that time, money wasn't the problem. It was just the knowings to get popular. People see me and know that I can do the work. So I wasn't paying that much attention when it come to money. But I was looking at it and I said, why he always been broke? And he's getting a lot of work and he's not even. And I just move on from there. And I have to shout out to my inspector friend them as well. Honestly, Mr. Stinnett, I have to big him up. He's a good guy. I have to shout out Mr. Gray, Lee, Varsiana. I have to shout out Varsiana. That inspector guy, honestly, a lot of people think he's too hard and so forth, but I think he's hard for the right reason. Because he wants things to done the right way, just like, oh, I like things done the right way and so forth. Sometimes we get too complacent and do things which we know is not the right way, but because we get too complacent. Because me, even sometimes, not gonna lie about it. There are times, I think last year I was just doing some work which was, I was just too complacent, and I was thinking, like, and I wasn't doing it the right way. Not saying it's not the right way, it's just that it's not to the requirement or to my standard, so to speak. But we have to shout out them and Ramsey, couple of them, and the other Homer, we have to shout them out. But Varsiana is a guy who always looked at me and said, yo, Richie, say, yo, I want tough youth, me see as a youngster, and just do the things the right way. So youth where him explain things to you in an electrical field. Sometimes we see some things and we say, Richie, do it that way, or do it that way, and so forth. And yeah, we just, he's a guy being educated while he's doing his job. And I like that. But one thing the first boss that I work with told me, and anyone watching this documentary, please take this in mind if you want to be an electrician. One thing he told me, which I remember quite well, he asked me one day if I love the electrical work, and I was like, I'm getting to. And he said, you have to love it. If you don't, you're not gonna reach far in it. You're not gonna enjoy. You have to love electrical work. And the other thing is, make your work speak for you. Don't do too much talking. Make the work speak for you. Whenever time you start to get a lot of work, it's because of the work that you have been doing and putting out. So first, you have to love the work. Second, you have to do the work with standards, and you have to take things. You have to deal with safety. Take things seriously. Electricity is not something to play around. So for the young guys who coming up want to be an electrician, don't say you want to be an electrician because you see someone who is an electrician and you looked upon him as a role model or anything like that. Do it because you actually love it, and think about safety first. Please do think about safety. I remember in high school, there were a time when the teacher told us that every one of us in the class have to touch the live wire before the class finish. Class should finish 5 p.m. that day. We leave that school 8:30 p.m. in the night because all of the guys touched the wire except for 2 girls decided not going to touch it, and they cried all night and decided that they're not going to touch it, and the teacher decided that we're not coming out until later on, when I just hold one of them and said, hey, simple. You have on your shoes, you're well grounded, you're well protected. Simple. When I touch it, just don't touch nothing else. And she cried, tremble like a leaf. And then when she finally touched it and realized, she said, oh, I don't feel it. I said, that's it. And then the other one follow. 8:30. We leave that night. So first, you have to love it. And you have to treat it like it's always life. Even when you're dealing with dead current, always treat it as if it is life. One of my biggest projects, I have to remember it and I always have to talk about it in my memory for the rest of my life. It was a life changer, everything. I lost a lot of it, but it was one of them where you just do it and just say, yo, this lock in your memory. I remember when I got called for that project, they said I should come down there like the other day, and I went there the other day, and the project already was in process, and was like the building construction was already started. So I went there and I was like, it is a bidding war or anything, because why just calling me on this project? And they were like, no, your job, because the guy who was doing the construction, the contractor guy, I do every work for him. But I was surprised he called me so sudden for that one. Went there, looked at it, and they said they have 3 weeks and 2 days to finish it. And I was like, how that gonna work? And they said they're gonna work day and night, because it's a big project. And I was there looking around, and I said, so where is the plan for the building? What actually is building that you're building or anything? They say it's a huge kitchen. And I was like, so where you have any join or anything? They said no. The only join they have for it is a little sketch for the plumber and for the mason to build the construction frame. But apart from that, the electrician is on his own. I was like, oh my days. So I was there and I was like, this is not right. Because immediately in my mind, I was like, the things that we need for this project is not things that can be sourced like tomorrow. You need time to source these things that we need. They don't know that. They actually think, yeah, it's just some 2.5 wire and some 12-way panel or something like that go run it. That's what they thought. So they think they didn't have to call me early enough. So I was there and I was like looking around and they said, yo, do you have any idea what this is going to look like? And I was like, this is a big project. But you guys don't know that this is a big project. They were like, how big can it be? And I was like, this is a big project. They sent for the engineer guy. The engineer guy come by and he was like, where's the electrician? You need to see the electrician and the plumber. And that engineer guy is an electrician as well. And I was like, and the boss was like, here is the electrician and here is the plumber. Rest in peace, Jonah Dawes, best plumber in the world. No one can tell me nothing. Missed you every day. But yeah, may soul rest in peace. But yeah, he looked at me from like he gave me this look like, and he said to my contractor friend that, are you sure about this guy? And my contractor friend said, yo, if he can't do it, well, I'm not doing the building because he done every work for me in the past and I have total trust and faith in him. And the guy looked at me and said, okay, we'll see about this. And then he said to me, one of the first things he said to me was, what size breaker I'm going to use to run it. And I was like, I'm going to go with a 600 amp chip pole. And he was like, oh, I was thinking 5. I said, I'm going to go with 6. And he turned to me and then he said, okay, then what size main wire are going to use? And I was like, I'm going to use 95, but I'm going to do parallel because you're not going to get 180 mm wire in Jamaica, especially that sun. I know that for a fact. And he said to me, he said, by the time he's gonna go to his office and come back, if I can write the material list that this building need, by the time he get back, he will give me approval to do the work. I was like, no, I have it right here. He said, how long have I been here? I said, I've been here like half hour ago or something like that. I just walk into the building and have a sketch out of what I want. And then he went to the office and looked at the list that I write to him and he come back and he said, when you gonna start? I was like, and the contractor guy was like, you see what I'm telling you? The guy literally made me get the work because of the list that I wrote. So if I didn't know what I was doing and could write the requirement that needed, the list that they needed for that, I wouldn't have got that job. It is one of my biggest jobs till to the day. But honestly, I have so much fun doing that work with it. I remember I have to drink nitro after nitro to stay up all night, all day, all night, all day. We pulled some wires into that building that no manpower cannot pull. It was literally tractor we have to use like a backhoe to actually pull those wires through some 12 inches pipe and so forth. One of the biggest projects that I've ever done. But the fact that the guy looked at me from head to toe like, are you serious about this guy? And I was like, that's why I have to give credit to certain people. That's why I give credit to certain people. Because there are certain people, the thing about it, in my community, people love me. People literally love me. People love the way I do my work. I do my work a certain way where inspector can, I don't have to be in a building for inspector to can tell that it's me actually do that work because I got certain techniques that I use and certain things I put in place which a lot of people don't really use. That's why I said in this field, I could do a lot more other things in life. I can do, there's a lot of things that I can do, but I just love electrical work. I just love electrical. Not that I'm a rich person or anything, or I make a lot of money out of it or anything. I just make enough to feed my family and take care of my family and live a normal life. Not that I'm living a super life or anything like that. But yeah, I can do other things, but it's just that, that's why I said you have to love it. You have to love it. And honestly, my dad, if he's so proud of me for what I've done, my mother up till today, even until now, still scared of me doing electrical work. Didn't want me to do electrical work. Don't like to see me do electrical work because he's so scared of it. And I just understand and just know that, yeah, she's just scared of it and anything and everything like that. But actually, she wished the best for me and everything. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of things that I can do about electrical work, and I'm so glad I chose electrical work. And my goals in electrical work right now is just to learn more, educate myself more in the field and so forth. Just mainly that, to be honest, that is my goal, because when you do electrical work, you just never stop learning. It's like you maybe think you go to school, you get a level 3, level this or level 2 or whatever, a supervisor or a contractor, whatever certificate. It doesn't end there. Knowledge is key. Knowledge, you have to can improvise quickly. You have to be smart. You can't hire doing electrical work. You cannot hire, not one bit. You know? But yeah, as I said, my goals is just to learn more and just do better. Every time I do a next project, I just want to improve on it, do something different on it, and just always keep on improving. There is no limit to it. There is no limit. I have to shout out Halloween as well. I think he's the best one person that works for me, who I can literally just tell anyone, anywhere I'm at, I can say, Halloween, do this for me. And I can sleep in peace knowing that it done the way how I would have do it. There are a few guys who work for me and work well, but Alwyn stand tall out of all of them. Shout out Sarge as well and K. Yeah, they work for me over the years and so forth, but it never stop and it won't stop there. We need some more youths, enough youths right now not taking up chair work, none at all. Enough of them not taking up electrical work. Enough of them don't really see that, because you have to be patient. You have to have belief. You have to kind of work your way out. A lot of people don't really see it that way. There are times when you're gonna go without work, but you just what you save and how you can balance your life, or you can balance your daily living. It's just mainly that. You have to just love it. And for me right now, to see the amount of house in my community right now where I do electrical work, and I'm so proud of it to know that one time this community used to be like dark, like seriously, literally dark, but now it's like a Christmas tree. Not only that I'm the only one who do it, but I feel proud for what I've done and so forth, and I love electrical work and I won't stop there. And a lot of my subscribers, they have been Christian me and asked me a lot of questions. I always try my best to answer them. Sometimes I'm not around at the time when they ask me a question, but I always try to reply. I like how these guys share my videos and so forth. So yeah, and it's a subscriber who asked me to do a documentary on why I become an electrician. So that's why I do it. And I hope you guys just enjoy this video. Hopefully I'm gonna do a lot more videos and so forth, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Also share my video why I become an electrician. If you're new on my channel, please subscribe to Electrical Installation E.E.E. Yeah, and also comment on my videos and share them as well. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask any question. You can always ask question on electrical installation. That's it for why I become an electrician.